Are you ready for another episode of Aspie with Attitude? Before I begin, my name is David, I am 39 years old and I'm autistic from Melbourne, Australia. And for those who are watching Aspie with Attitude for the first time, please subscribe to this channel and don't forget the notification to keep up to date with Aspie with Attitude. And please like your favourite videos, and what's most important, share your favourite videos around to Twitter or Facebook or any other social media platforms that I don't use. And for disclaimer, before I start talking about autism and dogs, if you're oversensitive to rapid change of bright colours, please look away from the video until the music changes back to where it is now. And I hope you enjoy this video of Aspie with Attitude, episode 63. In my lifetime, I've been through 3 different dogs, and I'd like you to meet my 3 dogs. Dog number 1, Mutt. It's a blue heeler and a Labrador. I had this dog since 1987, and it did sadly pass away back in 2001. And 18 months later, and I've seen my second dog, and her name was Pip. It was a Chihuahua and a Jack Russell, and I had this dog from 2003, and also once again he sadly passed away back in 2009. And for the third dog, which was more my sister's dog, which her name was Tammy, it was a King Charles Cavalier, and this was a second-hand dog free to a good home, and we had this dog from 2013. Unfortunately, this also sadly passed away back in 2018. And now, as of this video upload, I currently have no dogs, and the urban lifestyle that I'm living now wouldn't allow it. Well, however it is more of I'm more of a plant person here, and just having and owning pets is very high maintenance, and I do not have any time for dogs, since I end up having to let my sister have a cat that I bought back in 2015. However, though, for this episode, I don't want to talk about cats, because I would like to discuss how dogs could benefit people who are on the autism spectrum, especially children. It was back in 1987, shortly after we moved into our new family home. My father had brought home this dog who we called Mutt, to help and assist me in my autism. Yeah, while growing up with Mutt, it did bring me a lot of joy. However, though, at first, it did tear up some of my favourite soft toys and chewed on some of the Lego pieces, which it did totally overwhelm me. Well, however, though, by 1988, yeah, when Mutt was no longer a puppy, yeah, she settled down, and we did teach Mutt how to swim, and we used to like to play fetch with Mutt. Like, we used to like to throw the tennis ball away, or stick, and it was one of these dogs that will bring us straight back to me for another fetch, and had a bit of good repeat play. And I continued to have this dog through my high school days up until it passed away back in May 2001. Well, after that, I had 2 other dogs in my life, which was Pip and Tammy. And with Pip, it was a very short-lived dog, and I used to enjoy taking Pip out for walks, and it wasn't the type that liked to play fetch at all. And for Tammy, well, Tammy was more of my sister's dog. It still brought me a lot of joy that I had out of Tammy, and it was just the way it used to sense my autism through barking after coming home from work when we first had Tammy. And now for dogs are known to be helpful, especially for children who are on the autism spectrum. And these animals act as a social lubricant for kids or children who are actually growing up on the autism spectrum. And most children on the autism spectrum interact with dogs to serve as a bridge to communicate with their peers. And dogs can also fill in the void once a child on the autism spectrum find their social life rather difficult, which is based on some of the websites that I looked on, and plus the way I used to grow up having mutt. And best thing about dogs is that they do not judge, it will just wag its tail. It almost gives an autistic child like a playmate who never judges. Once it comes to playing games, a dog would never care who wins, and it may seem that a dog would actually have a lot of fun playing for a child, especially on the autism spectrum. And dogs can also reduce stress and anxiety, and dogs can also help an autistic child to overcome fear and reduce fear as well too. And now, speaking of service dogs, I've never owned a service dog. Harry's though. There's this really cool autistic YouTube creator who trains service dogs as a living, and his name is Nathan C. Love. Well, recently his favourite dog Sylvia did pass away, and I do offer my condolences to Nathan, since I can understand that he really liked this dog and how he used to be allowed to take this dog to school. And Harry's though, please follow the link in the description to check out his videos from Nathan C. Love. He talks a great deal about how dogs had over his years helped with his autism and how he trains service dogs as a living. And as of that now, those 3 dogs had served their purposes, and I did get a cat back in 2015. Due to the lifestyle that I have, I ended up having to hand the cat over to my sister. Well, since I didn't want to talk about cats, which I probably will in the future though, I think it's just time for me to sign off. And if you've been watching it for the first time, please subscribe, don't forget the notification button. And I'd like to say, peace and respect from Aspie with attitude. See you for the next episode.